Hey guys, Jacob here from GLT Trains. Today I'm finally able to bring you this review I've been wanting to do for a very long time. There'll be a little bit of story to this. So, I've always loved the P42 DC. I think it's one of the best looking engines, even though they're not the most reliable as they used to, but they're still one of my favorite locomotives. And a couple years ago, I was at the train show here in Milwaukee, and I was able to pick one of these up. But unfortunately, I waited because I knew a better place to get one where I knew it worked. I went there a couple days later when he was open again after a train show, and he sold his last unit. And then Kato said, we're not making these anymore, but they were finally doing a rerun a while ago, and I was finally able to get one of these for Christmas. Now, one of you guys may be realizing it's Valentine's Day, or that's when this was filmed on, it's Valentine's Day. Well, that's because it's been stuck in shipping and in Japan and down in the Kobo Custom Shop putting sound in this locomotive. So if you don't know, Kato makes her locomotives in DC, and then their Kobo system, I believe, or Kobo part of them, has their custom sounds installed into the locomotives by hand. But so here today, I finally have the Kato P42. I'm sorry. See there, the GE P42 Genesis. Try and take a better shot at that. Amtrak Phase 5, number 150, with LokSound, DCC, and sound. You can see it's a Kobo special. You can see here the label underneath it when it was a DC model, but then they put the DCC label on there. Because from what I heard, these P42s are quite hard to install sound in. So, I have run this while. I love it. So I'm just going to unbox it now for you. As you know, Kato doesn't have the best packaging job as some other companies like Rapido or the Athearn Genesis line, but it's more of an old school packaging, but it's a wonderful packaging. Alright, so inside, see here, Kato Kobo Customs Quick Reference Guide. Now this basically talks about troubleshooting DC and DCC modes, and as you can see from this page, it is equipped with DCC&LokSound Select. So here are all the functions. You want to take a try to get the focus started on you. If you want to go ahead and screenshot that, try to focus. If you want to go ahead and take a screenshot of that, go ahead, so you don't have to keep going back and forth. But there are plenty of sounds on this locomotive, and here are all the different air horns. There's multiple bells, I believe. I gotta look at this closer. Yeah, you can control it. A lot of things control on this. So that's your quick start guide. Nothing fancy, just a piece of paper. Kind of like you would see in one of your lower price locomotives. Now, unbox this, I want to talk about price. The MSRP for the LokSound is $318. You can no longer get them in Tsunami. Tsunami, I think, was like $350. Then again, your local hobby shops will get them a lot cheaper, because that is not how much I got this for. So, see, I'm doing it. There's a nice soft plastic on top. Not kind of like what you would see on some of the other ones where it's kind of like a silky smooth, but it's just, a softer plastic. And take it out here. You want to be careful because these do have dual motor trucks, so they will come out sometimes when you take it out. If you've seen JWI 2000s, I believe I said that right, video on these, you can see that when he pulls it out, the one of the trucks that you're going. Just take this little bracket off there. You can see it just pops in and out. And it comes off very easily like that. Is you can see there. I'm just gonna set this down here. And here's our P42 DC. So here you can see is our P42 DC. I love the paint on this. It is, in my opinion, a lot better than the Athearn variant of this locomotive. The Athearn ones have more of a glittery, childish kind of appearance, where these have kind of more of that matte, shiny, reflective silver. One thing when you get a couple of custom is, instead of when you first get it, it's set to the manufacturer default 3. These are actually set to what you'd expect them to be in, after you've set them up yourself, and that's the road number on the actual locomotive. So I'm going to just go to my NCE power cab. I'm going to type in 150, and so I have it in. Now it does have a startup and shutdown sequence. Start up and shut down are both controlled by 8, so I'm going to hit function 8. So you have splitter valve, and you hear engine rev up and down. It is wonderful. When the engine settled down. So there's a bunch of great modes. So here's your horn. This actually, by the way, this actually has an auto sequencing bell. So when you hear the bell, this is not me hitting the bell function, or function 1. This is me hitting the horn, which would be F2, or function 2, and the bell will automatically apply. You have a headlight here. You have a nice, somewhat bright headlight. It's more kind of a goldish incandescent. Some angles it looks weirder than others. It's really nice. See the horn. Now, the ditch lights do not alternate like they would on the actual prototype, but Kato does say in the manual that the decoder is able to with function 6, but if you notice when I hit function 6, they actually don't. That is because they are not wired to. The off-the-shelf version that I have here, all of the front headlights that are on currently are controlled under one LED via light tubes, but the decoder is capable, if you decide to install 2 more LEDs to, when you hit F6, have them alternate like they do on the prototype. I will put a link in the description of a video that shows somebody who has weathered one of these and installed those LEDs. Now these also have marker lights, so I'm going to go hit reverse so you can see them. Now in the back, I will show you this later, the front, or the rear headlight has come on, and if I actually put it back and forward, the rear headlight goes on, front lights come on, the front marker lights go off, but the tail marker lights come on. This actually has rear marker lights. So I'll just let you hear the bell by itself. function 3 is coupler. So here's coupler clank, as if you're coupling up. That was not it. That was one of the sounds of the engine. So there's your coupler clank. Now here is uncoupling, so that you can hear the air hoses release. Not super realistic, but I mean it's better than no coupler clank. Okay, so 5 has head and power, or HEP. Now, since we're on head and power, I'm going to skip all the way to function 13 to show you this. But there is a PM mode that would be used when idling at a station with head and power on. I'm going to go ahead and select that. So you can hear head and power is still on. It's just toned it down for the sensitive ears at the station. So F13 will also turn it back to normal. And I'm going to turn head and power off. So here we are back to idle. Alright, so here at the back crosslight, this is when the locomotive is in forward. So I'm going to hit reverse. So it goes down, and we go back to forward. And like I said, there is a manual option to turn this off. If you want to, say, have a console system set together. So I believe it's 14? Oh, no, I'm sorry. Not 14. It's 15. You see there? So I'm still forward. So I go back to forward. Still no marker lights, so it's because I have to turn off. I go forward. 15. And we're back on. So here's our locomotive. I just want to show you this. I don't recommend doing this a lot. If you grab the truck, you can kind of wiggle it, and it should carefully there we go, snap out like so. And you can see they're actually single core or dual core motors, I believe. There's one in each of these trucks, which leaves the rest of it for your decoder and the rest of your sound. And they just simply pop back in, as you can see. They just make sure they're on there. Well, alright, so now we're back over here. I'm just going to go over the last couple things, but we're going to go over some quick details. And I'm going to tell you about some things all about this locomotive. So here's the shutdown sequence, starting right now. There's the shutdown sequence. Now we can go into some details. As you can see in the front, there are no mirrors or wiper blades. Doesn't really matter. You can always pick up a kit from Nathern and put them on there. Not that hard. It has a nice new style of a separate nose which made it easier for Amtrak to replace them if it struck something on tracks. More than likely a car, somebody trying to beat them. It has the plastic, I don't know what Kato calls them, but Kato's only thinking couplers. It has your MU hoses and head and power cables. You have your senders, sending hatches. You can see the number board. The number board is actually lit. On mine, it doesn't look that bright, but in the dark, it is actually lit. Some are a lot overexposed. Mine, fortunately enough, is not. I'm just going to move the locomotive forward here. I'm going to do this without the sound on so you can just hear the motors. I'm going to move the camera over a little bit too. Here's a nice side view of the locomotive. You can see here we have, there is actually a cab interior. I know when I was looking at these originally I wasn't sure. There is a cab interior. The handrails and that are all molded on, but when it's that close to the body it doesn't really matter. These step ladders right here actually come off if you take the shell off. I think it's like a minimum of 19-inch curves or 19-inch radius that these can actually take if you take those off. I think 20 is minimum without or something like that. It's like enough to run a kitchen table. It's like, I don't know, 15-inch radius or something like that. We're going to move forward. Amtrak nicely done. You can see our K5 LE horn up on top. More dynamic brake fans, water fans, radiator fans. See our air compressors with some nice tubing. Your gas cap. Side crew access door. The 150, another fan. Some radiator fan detail in the back. We're going to stop here because there's a important point to say about these. It's hard to show. I'll try to show these. But they are actually somewhat see-through. I don't know how I'm going to be able to show you this. Doing my best here though. Alright, we're just going to focus in on one of these grills. The camera can. Oh, that's good enough. We're going to get pretty good. I'm going to grab a flashlight. I'm going to try and shine it through. Hopefully you can see it. But it is actually see-through. Yeah, there you can see it. So they are see-through. You can see the motor in there. I'll do this really quickly to kind of show you.